even we have seen the blueberries grown in the Korea as grain media without any problems for 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
Are there any problems when blueberries are grown in the Korea substrate? Have you ever seen before? Why did we think blueberry should be planted in a product called pittmoss?
Yeah.
We would like to hear a technical explanation from you, or point of view.
Well, point of view explanation. As I said earlier, the blueberry is an ericaceous crop. What does ericaceous mean? It actually means not just ericaceous is an acidic situation. So blueberries like acid. How much acid? They like to be down at between 4.5, 5 pH. This is the Goldilocks area for the blueberry. But ericaceous is not just a question of pH. Ericaceous also means that the material it grows in. Traditionally, ericaceous would mean dead leaf mulch. It's high organic, acidic, structured mulch. Why is that? The reason is to do with the blueberry's roots. So blueberry root is actually a mat-rooted plant. This is a plant that 80% of the rooting structure would sit within 4 inches of the top of the soil.
Okay.
So what's happening is the blueberry is taking advantage of the acidic nature of the material it's growing in order to make a lot of the conversions that other roots would make with themselves. So plants which prefer a much higher alkalinity in the soil have a stronger rooting system that can take out the required nutrients. The blueberry root doesn't have that power. It's very, very fine rooted. It's more of an overall net that secures nutrients.
Like a carpet.
Yeah, like a carpet.
Yeah.
So what's happening is it's taking advantage of the microbes which live in an ericaceous environment to generate the nutrients that it then absorbs. So you might say lazy, but this is the type of rooting system you're working with. So when we go back to Koya, we have to think about pH, literally pH, but not just pH and organic matter. So then you contrast the two substrates. Koya is a good substrate. It's used all over the world for a whole variety of fruits.
True.
It has a very good system. What people like about it is it's sponge-like in nature, the way it absorbs water-soluble fertilizer within water is very good. Good water holding capacity, relatively good structure. If you can keep it in its a dry, wet condition, it's good. Where does it struggle? It struggles with over watering because it really does soak up the water. It then becomes saturated and has some issues with aeration. That's if it's pure pith. If it's a combination of pith and fiber and crunch, then you can build in more air. But you have to have that mixture in order to do it. What's going on with the blueberry in Koya? It's not enough going on rather than too much going on. So Koya is a very benign substrate. It doesn't have high organic matter. There's no extra in Koya. There's just Koya. What do I mean by extra? There are no micronutrient properties from Koya. There's no iron. There's no extra copper. There's no zinc. There's nothing in there. No, there's no humus. There's no fulvic. There's no extra organic material. It's just coconut. While at the same time, there's not a contingent of nitrogen, phosphorus, or potassium. It's a totally benign substrate. So what's going on with the blueberries? As I said before, blueberry is very fussy. It wants a specific set of nutrients. It doesn't really allow for not having shortfall. So you put your blueberry in, likely it's come from a peat pot into a Koya pot to be grown on. What's happening in 2 years that it's falling over? The